starts with RP. Oops.
Wow. See, look, there we are.
There we go. Hi, Facebook.
Hi.
Hi, Amazing Humans. Welcome to the first ever Amazing Human Live in real life. I've never been sitting beside a person doing this before.
This is the first time you've done this?
Like this, yeah.
Wow.
Like I've done lots where the person was at home and I was at home, but never
interesting.
side by side like this.
Yeah, because
so
you asked me to do it a certain way, and I told you that I don't understand technology at all.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Or no, because I didn't have my Instagram account, my app updated or something like that.
It is easier to do it on Instagram, but Facebook you get better reach, so.
Yeah. Can we say hello to people already? Like
yeah.
Adam?
Hi, Adam.
What's up? Woo! All right, so this is a lot of fun.
So everyone, this is Dylan Black. Dylan is a radio host here in Ottawa. I met him from events that I volunteered with Partners for Mental Health. We met that way originally. Yeah, so what's your little spiel?
What's my spiel?
Give them the Dylan Black bio.
So, the Dylan Black bio. Okay, so I'm a radio announcer in town as we'll reconnect. There we are. And I'm on a radio station called Boom 99.7. I'm also a television host at Rogers TV, and that's where I'm coming in from right now. So if I look super beautiful right now, it's because I'm make-upped.
Oh,
so none of this is real. This is just, I don't look super beautiful, but I'm totally vain, very vain. I'm also a fundraising coordinator at Yuck Yucks in Town Comedy Club. I'm a ring announcer for mixed martial arts and professional wrestling. I'm a professional MC. I'm a voiceover artist. I do a lot of things. And I like to fill my days with events and stuff, because that's what you got to do sometimes.
And stuff. So I read on your bio that you try to do 365 events a year.
I do try to. It's due to my jobs. I don't quite hit that. Like recently, I've slowed down a little bit, just through necessity, I guess. But for example, this week I'm filling in on Boom in the afternoon show, and I'm also doing Rogers Daytime, and I'm also the assistant music director as well at Boom. So there's a lot going on. So it's hard for me to also do events at night. But tonight, after I'm done here, I'm going to be giving blood at 1575 Carling Avenue, because that's something I believe in. So I consider that an event, right? I consider that like definitely a community. But I try to go to shows. I try to MC shows. I try to just support people at shows, giving blood, like whatever your idea of community is. That's what I consider a community event. So I don't always hit the target, but it's something that I like to try to do. And some days there's nothing. Some days there's 3 or 4 things. It just depends on what's going on.
Makes sense. How'd you do last year?
That's the other thing is I don't really keep track of I just sort of try to say that I try to hit an event a day and try to average it out, but I don't actually keep track of.
Sometimes you get a more, sometimes you get a less. So.
Yeah, it just depends on what's going on. So.
Makes sense. But
it's crazy. The days are full, but I absolutely love what I do, and I've been doing this for 20 years, and I try to use my platform for good. If people want me to be somewhere through the stations, radio, TV, I try to find a way to make it happen.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's what I do.
Talk to me about Faces magazine and all your nominations at the moment.
Okay, so I am up for 5 awards this year. This one guy's loving the heck out of this.
Thanks for all the love, Adam.
Look at that. Wow. Okay. Faces magazine have their annual awards, and this year I'm lucky enough to say I'm up for 5 of them. The first one is the Humanitarian of the Year, which is the Max Keeping Award, which is very special to me. MC of the Year, Volunteer of the Year, Radio Personality of the Year, male, and TV Personality of the Year, male. So, I mean, I take it with a grain of salt. It's nice that people nominated me, but if you don't win, you don't win. I've been lucky enough to win in the past, certain categories, and it feels good, obviously, but there's so many good people.
Yeah.
In the Humanitarian Award category alone.
Vote for Tyson.
Tyson?
Yes.
Yes, I was going to say that. So Tyson LaFave is this young guy who's 17 years of age, and he's been trying to raise $1 million to grant 100 kids' wishes through the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So 17 years of age, he's got the world of he's in a tough spot in his own life. I mean, he's got his challenges, and for him to still just go above and beyond and say, you know what, challenges, I'm going to beat this, I'm going to do what I can to help people. And he's already raised $727,000.
Wow.
And did I mention he's 17?
Yeah,
right?
exactly. I'll tag that in the comments, so if you guys want to donate or share it or whatever.
We'd love you to. Yeah, because he's trying to raise that amount by the end of October, so It's hard to raise. I'd say 270,000 in the next 8 or 9 months, right? So
still, the point he's at now is incredible.
yeah,
to be honest. So
he's quite a young guy, and he had his wish granted by the Make-A-Wish Foundation back about 4 or 5 years ago, and he met Adam Sandler. So he's been trying to pay it forward ever since, and he's a local guy, and so yeah. So if you can make a donation, anyway. So I'm asking him to, or people to donate or vote for Tyson, which I think would be very cool.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I agree.
Good.
What else can you add? How many minutes are we at here?
Yeah, doesn't say how many minutes.
It normally does.
Oh, so we've been going for 5 minutes and 37 seconds.
Perfect.
Which is very cool.
I have questions for you, of course. They're over there, so that's
the
really
questions.
helpful.
Do you want to go get the questions? Because we could do that.
Sure.
Oh, I don't. You just started the interview. I didn't even know the interview was starting, and then all of a sudden, right?
Hello.
All right, so I can just stare. I'm going to just stare into your screen right now.
Then.
Yeah. Because I'm very vain as it is, right? Yeah.
Lots of replay people.
But that's okay, and you
I
probably
usually do these later in the night, so
yeah. Well, let me just, and you might be wondering where we're broadcasting from right now. So this is the Boom production studio. It's called the Voice Track Studio, and that's where we record some of our shows in advance. So we're at 1504 Merivale Road right now, and that's where Boom 99.7 is located, as well as Jump 106.9, which is actually right across from us. So if we can do this, I don't know if you can. That's Jump over there. I know there's a lot of windows and probably glossiness of windows, but
I can see it.
And I spent many years in that studio because I was an announcer on 106.9 The Bear, which turned into Jump 106.9 about 3 years ago. So I spent many hours in there. Do you remember that station?
I didn't live here then, I don't think.
She didn't live here, so it was a rock station. Yeah. All right, so you got some questions for me?
I sure do. So
right.
The Max Keeping Award,
Yes.
since we were all just talking about that, is where'd that come from? Like, talk about Max Keeping.
Well, Max Keeping was my mentor, and he was for about 20 years, and he taught me to be a better broadcaster, better community-minded guy, and he was the anchor of CTV News, which was CJOH. That's their call letters, for about 40 years. And I know that he definitely went far above 365 events a year. He was just there for everybody, and he won so many awards. I believe he has the Order of Canada. Passed away a couple of years ago, so I do my part to fill his shoes in my own little way each and every day, but he taught me a lot, and so the fact that the Max Keeping Award, it faces awards, the Humanitarian of the Year Award is named after him, means a lot, so the fact that I won it last year meant an awful lot more.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
and he's missed in the city for sure. He was responsible for raising over $100,000 or $100 million for charities throughout the years. So
Whoa.
yeah, big shoes to fill, and I could never fill them in my own way, but there's sort of like a Max army out there that does their part to be as Max would be.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
That's great.
But he's missed for sure.
Yeah, for sure. How can people donate if they want to donate to his? He has a foundation.
Yeah.
Correct? Yeah.
Well, so now he has a fund for kids, and it's through the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario.
Yeah, that's right.
Because he was such a big supporter of what they did, and he was obviously he helped create the first telethon over 32 years ago at this point, and so they turned it into the Max Keeping Fund for kids at the Children's Hospital. So if you just do a Google search on that, you can make a donation there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What would you say the most important thing he taught you was?
Community, just being humble, and he also taught me the most important words that you can ever say are thank you, which is something.
Yeah.
It's so easy to say, and to show people gratitude for what they may have done for you. It's a very important thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that. That's
Yeah.
great. Say thank you, you guys.
Thank you.
So blood, I was going to bring that up too. You're donating blood tonight.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on people donating blood?
Well, it's in you to give, as they say. If you're eligible, if you're healthy, I think you should give blood, because they say that every time you give blood, you could save up to 3 lives. So I've managed to give 78 times at this point, or 78 whole blood donations.
Wow.
And it really only takes about an hour of your time, quite honestly. And 1575 Carling Avenue is the location here in Ottawa. It's the permanent location. They're open 6 days a week. And if you've got the time, make a donation, make an appointment, and give blood.
Perfect.
And I actually feel better after when I give it.
Really?
Because people are sometimes scared of the needles.
That's what I was just going to say. So what if people are afraid to do it?
Tough it up. Tough it out.
Suck it up.
Tough it out. We're going to go through worse things in our lives. Let's be honest, when we get older and health issues and you stub your toe, it feels much worse than just getting a quick needle like
I feel
that.
like if you've ever been, like at some point in your life, you've had to get blood for your doctor. So
yeah, you had to give blood or
realistically,
you've had a needle for dental work or something like that. Like it's very temporary pain. And if it actually does, I mean, because you can't replicate blood. You can't make fake blood. So the blood supply needs to be out there. So you probably know somebody who's had a blood transfusion or you'll come across that. So if people didn't give blood, there wouldn't be blood. And we kind of live, like, that's the reason why we're alive, right? So give blood. 1-888-2DONATE or blood.ca.
There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
How many questions do you have?
So many questions. How many minutes do we have left?
We got some time.
I wanted to talk about Movember a little bit because Movember is very important to me as well. I try to fundraise, but I'm nowhere as good as you at fundraising. So,
well,
why Movember? What's your thoughts on Movember?
So I haven't had an active Movember campaign in the past couple of years because a couple of other charity initiatives sort of took over at that point. This past October, we did the Buzz for Boobs campaign for through Boom. We were raising money for the crazy name, Buzz for Boobs.
I haven't even heard of that.
Yeah, it was for the Canadian Breast Cancer Society, and so we raised a certain amount of money, and they buzzed my head. So this is my hair. Yeah, this is my hair after like it having grown and not really touched for the last 3 months ish. So I asked a lot of people for money, and I raised personally around $3,500. So Movember came around, I didn't want to ask people for money again, right?
Yeah.
And it was going to look really crazy if I had a buzzed head and a mustache. So, So, but in the past, I've had Movember campaigns and got a lot of people on board in the team. And we raised a pile of cash, and I think that I've raised over $15,000 over the years. So
wow.
And I don't think it's just about the money; it's about the awareness. Because the men's health issues obviously very important. As we get old, we start to fall apart.
Guys are worse too. Like guys don't go to the doctor. You guys are so bad for not going to the doctor.
It's bad. It's really bad.
Yeah.
Like, I'd have to have something falling off of me before I'm like, I should probably go to the doctor.
Yeah.
But so November's definitely important, and of course that rolls around every November, and people grow mustaches.
You'll see me post about that because it's one of the ones I do try to focus a little bit of my time on.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's important. She's a Mo Sista.
I'm a Mo Sista.
Mo Sista.
That's
very
right.
Cool. Yeah, awesome.
Any upcoming events?
I'm emceeing an event this Saturday for Alzheimer's research. I'm part of it's every few months. It's called ESAX, which is the Entrepreneur Social Advantage Experience. And it's for entrepreneurs, business people who are starting their own businesses, usually happening at the Horticulture Building. Jared Goldsmith runs that, so I do that. There's one coming up in, I'm not sure, March or April. I just did one. There's just stuff coming up. Like I write all this stuff down and then I forget what is happening. But I think there's a Support Your Troops Gala that I'm emceeing, and there's, like off the top of my head, like I should have the list in front of me, but there's something weekly that like I'm a part of in like a role, like an MC or something like that. I know through Yuck Yucks, I've got a ticket giveaway that I'm going to be launching in the next couple of days on my own personal Facebook for tickets to Saturday night at Yuck Yucks, and that's Ottawa's premier comedy club in town. And I'm just always trying to help out there and help people have a good night and experience a night out.
It's fun too. There.
Yeah, it's a good time. Do you want to go Saturday? I can give you tickets.
No,
she'll let me know. She'll get back to me on that one. But it's I just try to make these positive impacts every day, and life is short, right? And you know when Max Keeping passed away, his funeral was at Canadian Tire Center. And like that's a pretty big venue for a funeral, and it's not because he was on TV for 40 years. It's because he went out in the community and he helped people, and I just think you should sometimes, I know it sounds crazy, but sometimes live your life as in who would be at your service. Did you make a difference in people's lives? Did you help people? Would they want to pay tribute to you? And that's sometimes how I kind of live my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm checking out anytime soon.
Yeah, please don't.
maybe you'll be showing this next week. It was weird because he said this.
Weird.
Yeah.
No, please don't do that.
No,
None of that.
I hope not.
None of that on the Amazing Human series.
No, for sure. So how long have you been doing this Amazing Human series?
About a year, maybe just over a year now.
Yeah, and how many people have you interviewed?
You're probably 25, 26, somewhere
Wow.
up there. Yeah.
Well,
I'd have to
thank you.
count, but it's been great. I started it as a blog series and then turned it live video, and it's gone a lot better now. Like live, people like to see other people, hear their stories, right?
Well, thank you for thinking of me.
Yeah, thanks for coming
Very
on.
kind.
Any final tips to the people out there how they can be amazing humans?
To be in it, well, I like I said, I'm very humbled, I guess, that you've asked me to be a part of this, and I think that we can all be, quote, amazing humans in your own way. I mean, you don't have to have $1 million. You don't have to be on radio, TV. You don't have to be a movie star. You don't have to be a singer. You don't have to be any of these things, right? I think you just have to just be a good person and do what's right. Another quote, something that I believe maybe I coined or somebody else might have and I stole it, but I think it takes the same amount of time to do something good as to do something bad. Sometimes doing bad things are fun, but that's a whole other podcast or interview. But yeah, I mean, just do good. And I don't know if that's great English, but get out there and just make an impact.
Do good stuff.
Yeah, find little ways to make people happy. And I just think that, you do one of those things every day over the course of 365 days. You've got 365 people in your corner that you've made an impact with, and you've changed their lives. You've made them smile. It's a tough world, and I think it's declining more and more every day. It seems like you just hear so much negative stuff, right? And like we need an army of people out there to sort of just to off balance that or just keep it balanced, counterbalance it, and just do good things.
Just do good things. Be kind to people.
That's it.
That's it.
Awesome.
Cool. Well, thank you, Adam, for sticking out this whole time with us.
That guy's a machine. I don't know if he's actually liking these a million times. So does that mean when we look at this video, it'll be liked 1 billion times because of Adam?
Yeah, there's going to be 1 billion likes because of Adam. Thanks, Adam.
Awesome. But it's important, too, when I do Facebook Lives, I always say at the end of it, share this. And the reason why I say share this is because if we're talking about important topics, blood donations, Movember, other people in your network will hear about it. So Adam, if you're still there, please share this, and anybody else who sees it as well, and find out about the amazing things that she is doing as well.
And this guy too. Make sure you follow him. I'll tag him, and I'll post all the links to everything we've talked about in the comments. Thank you guys for watching on the replay if you are, and be amazing.
Amazing. And thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.